Hey, hey! Here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah, there's a football game on. Yeah, I don't care. I mean, I got it on. I'm watching it. I know how to multitask. Do you? Probably not. I was watching CSI through the first half. Hold on, my pillow that I sit on is all out of whack. There we go. So, how we doing? Everybody have a good weekend? Ready to get this week going? I know I'm not. But let's listen to the music. And the cool sound effects while we check if that was a catch. I say it was. He had 2 feet down, and I mean, he kind of bobbled it, but everybody bobbles everything, it seems like, nowadays. Back in my day, a catch was a catch. Archibald is stressed. That's right. We figured that out. We got put in the wrong room. Looks like he needs some help. Don't we all, though? And who is Zakir Demir? He's friendly and full of life. Alright. He's fucking wasted. That's what that means. What are we supposed to do? Does it have? Do we have goals here? Talk to Angeline, talk to Zakira, inspect the ground floor. We also got to find our room. Did we really read this note? I'm sure we did. I really love our red shoes. I know I mentioned that last time. Can't get into that room. We can't get into that room. A mounted animal head. Let's take a look at that. I'm not sure how it would fare coming face to face with such beasts. To the northeast corner, we can't get in there. Let's take a look at this grandfather clock. The time and skill it takes to build such a wonderful piece. It is an art form. So we can't get to the southeast quarter or the northeast quarter. Plants lean and rely on each other to survive. Something as we as a species could take a lesson from. I'm not sure if we looked at the receipt. I'm sure we did. Let's just make sure. Auctioneer's receipt, open on Van Bosch isn't finding necessary to sell her belongings. Yes, we did look at this. Made payable to Van den Bosch. Who the fuck is this guy?
You must be Detective Poirot. Welcome. Allow me to introduce myself. Gideon Demir.
The fiancé to Mademoiselle Angeline. The pleasure is all mine.
Okay.
Angeline spoke so highly of you. It sounds as though you are the man that can sort this terrible mess out.
I am, monsieur. You have my word.
The guests that are attending your announcements. How has Mademoiselle Angelina been since receiving the letters?
Mostly friends of the family. A couple of
Hopefully we get to
business
answer both of
associates
them,
mine. Quite a mix from all walks of life.
Alright.
With regards to the blackmailing, can they be trusted, or should they be considered suspects?
Angeline is struggling to trust anyone right now. But Madame Vandenbosch, as it is her house, thought it was best for us to have them all present.
And they will all be staying in the house.
Yes, it is a rather full house. All 6 guests will be staying on this floor. The family resides on the 2nd floor. As does Felix.
Okay, so where are we staying then? Are we on this floor?
I will be sure to speak with them all. However, I will keep my identity and purpose for being here hidden, at least until I have made my initial introductions.
I'm afraid that ship may have already sailed. Once the Comtesse gets wind of something, a detective coming to the house, for example, you can bet everyone will know.
How has Mademoiselle Angelina been since receiving the letters?
She tries her best to keep everyone else happy, but I can see it is taking its toll.
Quite understandable. She is feeling the burden of the family that is not hers to carry.
Angeline has spoken with her mother. She has asked if there is anything that could be used against her, but she was just so dismissive.
And what are your
Of course
thoughts?
the mom was. The mom was a bitch in the last case.
I do not want to overstep my position, but if there is something that could damage not only the Vandenbosch name, but our future, Angeline deserves to know.
That is a very diplomatic answer.
You have met Madame. You know it is best to not get on her wrong side.
I have, and Monsieur Gideon is wise to select his battles carefully where Madame is concerned. I could not help but noticing an air of antipathy. I don't think I've ever heard that word.
You are very observant, Detective. You would be wise to keep that perceptive nature while you're here.
I'm sure you are correct. But I'd like to return to your feelings towards the Major.
He has been a good friend to Madame Vandenbosch over the years, but that does not make him a good man, or suitable to involve himself in family affairs.
Monsieur Gideon has not said anything negative against the Major, but it sounds as though he is questionable on the Major's intentions in the house.
Merci, monsieur. I shall leave you to prepare for tonight's celebrations.
Are we allowed in these rooms yet? Let's just try it and see what happens.
Aha. Ah.
We got something flashing up here. What do we got? Oh, just so we met this dude, Gideon Demir. Guest residing on floor's floor. Oh, what about through this one?
Huh.
I cannot see Madame allowing me to stay on the top floor. I'm not sure I would want to either. Bon, Mademoiselle Angeline is here. The sooner I can learn more about the blackmail, the quicker she can return to celebrating her happy news. I am as eager to hear about Mademoiselle Elizabeth and what became of young Florette. New mind map. The Van den Bosch family have held a place in my mind since our first meeting. I'm most interested to see what has changed since then. Are we gonna match?
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
It appears the family's financial situation is much the same as the last time I saw them. Can I confirm this? Dr. Gideon to advance it. There's family the same. Can I confirm it? Alright, let's back it up. We're stuck to this fuck first. He's drunk. He'll be fine.
Detective, it looks as though I might be out here all weekend. What can I do for you?
Well, it'd be easier to find the staff yourself instead of waiting for their return.
I'm a guest. I shouldn't have to go around chasing them.
Perhaps the party preparation is more of a priority.
It's not my fault they aren't ready. Why don't I wait here while you check in the butler's pantry in the east corridor? I think I saw a maid go in there earlier.
Okay.
I shall take up no more of your time. À bientôt.
À bientôt. Inspector Butler's pantry to advance the investigation. No matches, just those things. Talk to Angelina. Talk to Gideon. Well, she's right here.
Mademoiselle Angeline, it is a pleasure to see you again.
Detective, how wonderful you are here. Your travel was not too arduous, I hope?
Watching from my carriage window, I saw the beautiful countryside and rolling hills. It was anything but taxing.
I'm truly
That would be
thankful
nice.
you could make it here at such late notice.
No thanks are required, mademoiselle.
I
When
mean,
one is requested personally, there is nothing more important.
we didn't really have a choice, I don't think. I think she emailed our boss. And the boss said, hey, you gotta go. Oh, it seems the staff has been almost thrown off their feet today. Is it always like this? Let's get right to it.
Gideon and I only wanted a small dinner to celebrate our engagement, but Maman was adamant on throwing this party. It may have been her idea, but it's the staff that have made it happen. Their efforts do not go unnoticed, from me at least. They have been with us for so long. I do my best to make sure they are happy and content.
Hey, Baxter! The Rihanna concert's over. And I watched it. I thought it was quite good. Mademoiselle has been a remarkable transformation from self-spoiled brat to gracious young woman I see before me. Although I must solve this case alone, Mademoiselle's insight may be of great assistance throughout my investigation. Alright, who is aware of the blackmail letters under contents?
Only Maman, Elizabeth, my beloved Gideon, and you, of course.
And what is your fiancé's opinion of the letters?
He thinks me foolish for paying the first one if there is no secret to reveal. But
But you believe there may be a secret lurking, one that Maman is herself keeping hidden.
she tells me nothing. Even though I'm a grown woman on the verge of marriage, she still treats me like the child I once was.
Hmm.
Perhaps it is out of love that she protects you. It is in every mother's nature to protect their young from hurt.
The relationship between Madame and Mademoiselle is obviously far from perfect. She should treasure the time she has with Mademoiselle Angeline before she is wed and flown to the east. Flown the nest. Do you have any suspicions of who might have done it? Yeah, that's kind of
Not a
over
single
here.
person. I don't know anyone that would stoop so low.
The guests that will be joining us tonight,
Is blackmail stupid
they are
low?
ones you can trust?
I hope so, Detective. Before the letters arrived, I would not have thought twice about it.
They are all close friends of yours, I assume.
Friends and colleagues, Gideon has spoken positively about them. It would be a rather underhanded tactic to do such a thing to someone you are doing business with.
Mm-hmm. Mademoiselle seems naive to the nature of business. It can be ruthless, unapologetic. Perhaps I should not overlook them as suspects as quickly as Mademoiselle has. Tell me, what became of the young maidservant Florette?
Oh, Detective, I'm afraid I just don't know.
She was quite adamant at the police station that she would not be returning to the house, but I assumed she would at least collect her belongings.
Maman demanded that Elizabeth pack up everything she had and dispose of it.
This poor girl had not already lost enough.
But I couldn't let that happen. Elizabeth and I took her belongings, what little there was of them, to a friend of hers in the town that Elizabeth knew of. But not even she had heard from her.
Could Florette have returned to her family? I bet Florette's the blackmailer.
I wanted to contact her, but I had no address or telephone number.
Surely Madame must have had some information when she employed her.
You saw how Mama was. As soon as Florette was out of sight of the house, it was as though she had never been there at all. Elizabeth was most upset at the news Florette would not be returning.
And your mama's choice to ignore her accountability for the girl stopped you searching.
Please, Detective, you cannot make me feel any worse than I already do. If I could go back and live that day again, you must believe me, I would never have done it.
Mademoiselle Angeline has finally accepted responsibility and is remorseful for her actions at the day of that day and the consequences that followed. I am pleased to see a maturity in her, but that does not help young Florette, whoever she may be. There's some good art
Yes,
here.
Maman has quite a collection, although they are not all to my taste. Most, in fact.
The painting of the saints in particular, it is quite exquisite. Is it connected to the house in some way?
The one in the hall? If you look above your bedroom door, you will see one of their names. I believe they were originally carved to watch over the occupants.
Merci, mademoiselle. I shall find you if there is anything further I need.
But that's our room. Oh. The cook has obviously used them for quite some time, judging by their condition. That's it? Just some pots and pans. Alright.
Ah, Mademoiselle Elizabeth. What a pleasure to see you again.
Detective Poirot, I'm so glad you could make it.
Unfortunately, it is not purely for pleasure that I am here. Mademoiselle Angeline requires my attention professionally.
Yes, Angeline has told me. I'm glad she called upon you, Detective. I've been rather worried about her.
I have
I will
too.
do everything I can to find the blackmailer and bring them to justice.
I have every faith in you.
Walked right in. I have every faith in you. Yep,
I hope
alright.
I am not interrupting you.
We're all very busy, as I'm sure you can imagine. After I'm done, I can come to your room and help you with any further questions.
I'm having a little trouble locating my room.
No one escorted you. I'm so sorry. Everyone is just so frantic at the moment. Madame has requested all staff prepare for this evening.
And you have been tasked with jobs in the pantry. Surely your talents could be used elsewhere.
I do as Madame asks. Well, as Archie asks.
Monsieur Sterling. Yes, I met him when I arrived. A charming gentleman. He did give me some rather vague instructions to find my room, though.
I can only apologize on his behalf. He would be mortified. I'm afraid I cannot be of much more help, but I believe you are located next to Mr. De Silva. By all means, the house is yours to explore.
Next to Mr. De Silva. Who the fuck is he? I suppose I should not take Monsieur Sterling's lack of direction personally, considering the amount of work the staff has been tasked with. At least now I know I have permission to further roam the house. I'm glad to see Mademoiselle Zelina has not allowed the blackmail to dampen her spirits today.
Yes, I'm afraid it may be all for show, though. She's not been herself, and it is not only I that have noticed.
Madame van den Bosch. Surely it must have had some effect on her.
Madame has carried on as though nothing has happened. She's
course
never
she
been
did.
one to show emotion, and she doesn't seem to notice how it has affected Angeline. The staff, on the other hand... Angeline means no harm, but there have been some instances recently where she has acted rather sharply with them.
I hope not too sharply. A house of two Madame van den Bosches would surely be too much for anyone.
Yeah. Hey, Selena, what's happening? I saw the welcome book as I arrived.
Ah yes, guests are requested to sign the book when arriving. I believe it gives details to the guests' room locations.
It stated the male guests are to be staying in the East Wing.
Yes, Madame does not believe in male and female guests residing beside one another.
No, of course not. I've been eagerly waiting to hear more of Belgium's greatest love story.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm afraid it is far from a happy ending. Luke is sadly no longer with us.
What?
Oh, mademoiselle, I was not aware.
It's
You're a
fine,
dick.
Detective, honestly. I'm sorry, but I really must finish this.
Bien sûr, mademoiselle.
For a man that has mind so brilliant and astute, I made an easy job embarrassing myself. What's a reminder to use one's grace cells before speaking?
Merci, mademoiselle.
Oh.
Pleasure is mine, Detective.
Did I fuck something up? We do got something we can link. Angela claims the saints are represented on the doors in the house. How many, I wonder? Inspect the east rooms. Oh, we got permission room. Ernesto de Silva's. Okay, so what are we linking here?
I must take a different approach if I...
Hmm. Had a few secrets.
Is there something...
Yeah, I didn't think that would be right, but I'm just kind of guessing.
order and method. That is the way to...
Are you kidding me? I thought we tried
What a
that.
revelation.
Maybe we didn't. Whatever. It is what it is. 7 Sheets of Saints. I could find these above 7 doors in the house. I wonder if this matches the number of expected guests. 7 saints assigned to rooms. Guests riding on the first floor.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
All the first 4 rooms are accounted for. Perhaps some missing doors hidden elsewhere. All the first floor rooms are accounted for. Perhaps some missing doors hidden elsewhere. We got permission to roam.
This will not get me any closer to my... Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
I feel Mademoiselle's secret may not be the only one this house is hiding. Alright, so we linked the missing door and the secrets. How many households, many secrets? I fear Mademoiselle's secret may not be the only thing this house is hiding. Luke passed away. Talked to Angeline. Florette, Zonomite, whereabouts unknown. Oh, the Chiefs are getting ready to run away with it. Elizabeth upset Florette was dismissed. Angelina's matured. Mindful of staff. Tried to contact Florette. All right. So let's go check out that book again. Because...
Detective, I have something for you beside the furnace here from Angeline. She wanted me to give it to you on your arrival.
Okay.
Merci, mademoiselle.
We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from.
Oh.
The second letter acknowledges a payment from a previous blackmail letter. You were wise to take me seriously. You have brought my silence for a moment at least. Your family's privacy obviously means a great deal to you if you're willing to pay to keep your secrets hidden and continue to pay your will. And to continue to pay you will. Would your maman be as willing to part with her wealth? You will bring a second parcel with another 5,000 francs to the cobblers, this time addressed to Monsieur Fontaine by close on Friday. You've done your family's service by keeping this arrangement to yourself. I'm sure I do not have to tell you what would happen if the police are involved, and I hope it will not come to that. New mind map. And now I'm able to read letters that were sent to Mademoiselle Angeline. I'm sure there's a great deal to learn from them, and hopefully some clues to the author. Interesting quill pen. The letter was written in a fancy handwriting. The second letter acknowledges a payment from a previous letter. Talk to a girl. The staff has noticed a change in Mademoiselle Angeline, and they're worried. Why are they concerned? I wonder. All right. Magnificent Hall. Oh, we got something to link here.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
I cannot ignore the coincidence. The same style of pen that wrote the letters is present in the house. Letters possibly written in the house. Talk to Elizabeth. I mean, she's right here.
Of course, Detective. What is it?
I noticed a rather extravagant-looking pen in the
I
hall.
would not say it in front of the Major, but it is rather hideous. It was a gift from him to Madame from his time overseas. I don't think it even has the capability of writing.
A pen that does not write is like a fish that cannot swim.
As Angeline describes it, a useless ornament. It's the thought that counts, I suppose.
Yes.
Merci, mademoiselle.
I suppose.
The pleasure is mine, Detective.
Ornamental. I think we want to go take a closer look at it. I thought we had carte blanche to roam the entire building. Where's the pen? I thought I went to the book.
Oh. Huh.
Interesting look of stationery. It appears rather delicate. Okay, well, that didn't do us anywhere. Or did it? All right, Angeline, what you got for us?
What can I help you with, Detective?
Elizabeth showed me the letters you received. One of them has already been paid.
I was right to pay it, yes? You have read them. What do you think?
You were wise to consult me, but bowing to their threat may have only shown that you are willing to pay for their silence. Is the secret they speak of worth so much?
I wish I could, but I have no idea. The letter was addressed to me, but I have nothing to hide. Maman took one look at it and disregarded the whole thing as someone's idea of a joke.
She looked at it. She is not aware of the second letter.
Of course not.
She doesn't know I paid the first. I thought I could make it all go away.
No, you can't make it go away.
Did you ask Madame if there was a family secret they could be privy to?
She said I was to ignore the letters and stop wasting my time with such foolishness. If there was something, she wouldn't tell me anyway.
It appears Mademoiselle believes her maman's attempts to brush away the serious nature of the letters as little as I do. I bet the mom's the one doing it. May I ask you how you came into such large amounts of money to pay the ransom?
I couldn't ask Maman for the money. She was angry that I had even considered paying it. Gideon offered to help.
Pardon, did he not think you foolish for paying?
He did, but he said he couldn't stand by and watch me in so much distress.
How honorable.
We are soon to be married, Detective. A loving partnership that faces their troubles together. They are his words.
I did not mean anything by it, mademoiselle. You have found yourself a husband that will
You
stand
can't
by
go.
your side and do what must be done to protect you. I am most pleased for you.
How has Mademoiselle Elizabeth been since the passing of her beloved Luke?
As you would expect, she has been in quite a state. It was such a terrible accident. She kept it to herself for almost a week before she even told me.
Was it even an accident?
Pardon, how could you not know? Surely his absence from the house was noticed.
Maman fired him after he returned to the house. She said he could not be trusted.
Damn.
Mademoiselle Elizabeth's position was kept?
I begged Maman for them both, but she said if he was willing to go behind her back, what else could he do?
Falling in love is a far cry from committing even the smallest crime, n'est-ce pas?
A cruel and innocent decision by Madame Van Den Bosch. She had no right to fire him and tear him away from his betrothed. I spoke with Mademoiselle Elizabeth, and I fear I may have upset her.
She has been a kind shoulder to lean on through all this mess, but it is her I worry about. She has been through so much.
I was not aware of what had happened, and by mentioning, I fear I may have only made it worse by dredging up the past.
Do not punish yourself, detective. You are not to know. I don't think your honest mistake will make much difference to how she has been feeling recently.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. I've already seen a difference in Mademoiselle Elizabeth. She was once so exuberant and optimistic, seeing the positives in everything with everyone. But now I fear the loss of her love, and the careless reminder from moi may have dampened her outlook.
Merci, mademoiselle. I shall find you if there is anything further I need.
Alright. Alright, we got something to link here. We got Dr. Gideon.
Come, my little grey cells. We must
No.
think logically. I must act on thought and fact, not on impulse. I cannot see
I
the
didn't think it would be
logic
that
in
one,
this.
but I don't know. How are those two related?
Another success. I never doubted myself.
Whatever, Hercule. They no doubt be concerned not only for Angeline, but for their positions at the house. What is the extent of their knowledge of the matter? Staff aware of blackmail. Okay. We're trying to figure out what happened to Florette here. Okay. Luke was fired. Cassandra angry at Elizabeth and Luke. Elizabeth has been herself.
Is there something I... I must act on thought. I cannot see the logic in this.
Oh yeah, I guess that would make her a little bit more upset than just losing a job. Alright, I'm not a total idiot. We'll get this going eventually. It's truly terrible Luke passed away and to see how heartbroken Elizabeth is. Elizabeth mourns for Luke.
Magnifique.
Took a double whammy. Losing a loved one and not having a close friend to talk to would be difficult for anyone. Elizabeth lost loved ones. Where do we gotta go? Dr. Gideon, Dr. Zakira, Dr. Gideon. Alright, two Gideons and a Zakira. Zakira's right here. So let's do that.
Detective, it looks as though I might be out here all weekend. What can I do for you?
When we saw Sterling's in her room was on the first floor.
Is that what he said? I can barely understand most of what he says with that accent.
I can understand Monsieur Sterling's perfectly, but from Monsieur Demure is one Vin rogue away from becoming unintelligible.
I find his accent rather pleasant, reassuring.
I guess. Not too helpful when it comes to finding your room, though. You'll probably be the lucky one that has that hideous plant outside the door.
I shall take up no more of your time.
Let's go ahead and go upstairs, I guess.
Please, ask away, detective.
Oh, I'm gonna ask. I'm aware finances can be a sensitive subject. May I ask of the house's situation? I should have had consequences in my last visit last time. Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, everything is in order. From what I understand, the late Viscount had made some questionable investments. But that is all in the past.
And regarding the payment of the blackmail?
Angeline does not have to worry about money anymore. I was born into some wealth, and I have earned my own fortune.
Nice. I certainly heard, yeah.
Angeline has spoken of it. You made quite the impression on her, detective.
I feel responsible for what came from that day. Florette's dismissal and Luke's.
It is not your fault. Madame Vandenbosch does not like it when her rules or authority are undermined. I tried to explain to Angeline the same, but her guilt has not left her.
Oh man, I need to stretch. Oh, alright.
I
What
suppose
about the
you
payment?
think I was unwise to pay it?
Yeah, a little bit.
I am glad Mademoiselle requested my help before you fell further out of pocket.
Madame Vandenbosch had no intentions of paying it, whether she believes there is a secret that could ruin the family or not.
It was an honorable move for you to make the payment. It was certainly no small fee.
Was it 5K?
Angeline is to be my wife, and then we shall be family. As far as I am concerned, my money is our money.
Merci, monsieur. I shall leave you to prepare for tonight's celebrations.
Alright, what did we learn there? Wasn't there something here? Oh, right in front of me. I mean, next to, as described, a hideous plant. This troubles me. Alright, nothing to match up there. It was just all about that plant. Alright, we got two of them to match up here. Gideon believes finances are in order. Gideon sees his money as the family's. Angeline is guilty about the dismissal.
Come, my little grey cells. We must. I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
It looks like the family may have finally gotten back on track with their money problems. Great to hear. Family taking care of money now.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
Oh, that's why she likes it. That's why she's super nice. Trying to do good, even though the dismissals weren't entirely her fault. But she's trying to redeem herself because she's matured.
Order and method. That is the way.
That's what she tried to contact her?
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Mademoiselle Angelina says she never intended for Fleurette to be fired. I don't know why, yo, but I believe her. Certainly not happy news I was expecting. Mademoiselle lost her beloved Luc, and young Fleurette and the maidservant had not been seen. With Mademoiselle Angelina's efforts, at least it appears the family has survived their financial difficulties. Nice. One knocked out. Alright, investigate blackmail, east rooms. We're done there. Way's gonna inspect the rooms in the east. Let's go to the northeast corner.
Oh.
This painting is striking and full of color. It really draws one's attention in a positive way. Zakir Demir, I presume, and his rather expensive luggage. His room faces the back garden. How many grandfather clocks we got?
Ah.
I can hear a mere voice practicing what sounds like a speech. Perhaps we shall hear this later. Well, he's not there. Let's break into his room. Let's break in. Let's really conclude this room is mine before going in. Well, we can't. Here's an ugly plant.
Oh.
I would not consider any form of nature ugly, but I'm not sure how I feel about this plant.
Aha.
This is more luggage for Mr. E. Silva, left unattended and right between the two front-facing rooms. This plant is striking full of color. Here's plant. Zakir's
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
Someone's reciting a speech.
This will not get me any.
I mean, I've seen dumber ones.
Come, my little grey cells.
Why would we match
Another
those?
success. I never doubted.
Oh snap, there's only 2 minutes left. That run was huge. I must have been one of the last to arrive. I should settle myself as soon as possible. Why do we assume it's this one? John Travolta doesn't look real. Kind of looks like he has a prosthetic face. Finally, I found ma chambre. Although the journey was longer than expected, the destination is really quite charming. I should make myself familiar and comfortable with my new surroundings. I wonder if I'll get a chance to catch up on my reading while I stay.
Oh.
The snow has limited the view from the window, but it certainly has its own beauty. Roaring fire, I could stand and gaze into the flames for hours. Even for a detective like myself, finding this room was quite an arduous task. The house may hold more secrets than expected. Who's that knocking at my door? Mademoiselle Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, thank you for coming. I shall not take up too much more of your precious time.
Not at all, Detective. I had best not be away for too long. Madame would not be pleased when there is so much work to do.
Well, mademoiselle, if anyone was to ask, I required your urgent attention with a delicate matter. That should be enough to give you a moment's peace.
Maybe.
Thank you, Detective.
Can I assume you're aware of the probable blackmail ring in the area?
I have heard whispers, but this town is full of busybodies. It's hard to know what is the truth and what is hot air from socialites trying to outdo one another.
I would not have thought you want to join in with such chatter.
I'm not, but it can be hard to ignore. I try to quash any talk of it in the house, but it's easier said than done. When the staff are together, it seems to be a competition to see who can dream up the most scandalous rumor.
You are a loyal maid and friend. Mademoiselle Angeline is fortunate to have you.
It baffles me why they would target her in the first place. She has such a kind and pure soul. That may not be what you remember of Mademoiselle, but she has grown into a kind-hearted young lady.
I was wary of that when I arrived, but I myself can see a change in her, a maturity. And if it is as kind and pure as you have stated, she should not be troubled by the letter.
Letters, Detective. I brought you the other.
Ooh, another one. Alright, you do not know me. But I know you and your family very well. For years, you've stood high on your pedestal, attending parties and living the lifestyle of the upper class, a life you were born into. All while hiding a sordid secret that would tarnish the Vanderbosch name forever. Once a respected family with morals and nobility, but now you rely on riches and jewelry to show your worth. A worth that is not deserved. Even residing in a home that was obtained under your lies, but not for long. No, not for long, but for the secret to remain exactly that, take a small brown paper parcel filled with 505,000 francs. I told you no, fish, and you just want to do it anyway? Well, I mean, you think you're not going to be sent away? Send it on Friday. If you do as I request, this will be the last time you hear from me. You will be able to return your life of stolen wealth and excess. If you refuse, be sure the Van der Bosch name will be on the whisper of lips. Yeah, on the whisper of lips for years to come.
I have tried to tell her not to think any more on them, but she fears that even a fabricated story could ruin the family name. She even frets at what it may do to her engagement.
I have met Monsieur Demire, and I cannot see his love for Angeline diminishing at something so trivial. Merci for bringing this letter to me.
Mademoiselle Angeline works so much for the family name, but from Mademoiselle Elizabeth telling, she has nothing to worry about, at least. From her own perspective, perhaps the secret does not directly concern Angeline at all, and she is merely the easy target.
Merci, mademoiselle.
Pleasure is mine, detective.
Oh, we got things to put together. Blackmare wishes the family to leave the manor. Wishes to suffer.
I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps a
Payment demand.
This will not get me any closer to my goal. I must act on thought.
Staff and the secrets? What?
Things are beginning to become clearer.
The staff members that are aware of the blackmail could possibly know the reason why. It appears the Van der Bosch secret may not be a secret at all. The half staff may know what the blackmailer is holding over the family. Okay, so we got these letters. Nothing to match up, but we know the blackmailer wishes the family to leave the manor. Suffer. Okay. Alright, they're running this bitch down. We're either going to overtime or we got the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. Let's just take a moment. Andy Reid needed this. It's good for Andy. Are they going to go to commercial? Or are they out of commercials? What time is it? 9 o'clock? Alright, here we go. Oh, Bucker. Biggest kick of your life. Yeah, Bucker. And they're in the paint. Weren't they saying the paint was slippery all night? Nailed it. Right down the middle. Watch them run this kickback for a touchdown now. Dude, how many millions do you think are up in that suite? Did it go over the net? He's just thinking, and fuck. Alright, they're going to squib it? You got to squib it here. You can't even give him a chance to set up a real return. See what they do. Yep, there's the squib. You're going to lateral, you're going to get down. You're going to get down for one last play. Okay. We're going to go with a Hail Mary, or are we going to have a lateral play? Those are the two things. I guess you could try a hook and ladder. Dude, how could they not be geeking out right now? 6 seconds left. They got to score a fucking touchdown, basically. Looks like they're lined up for the Hail Mary. Can't even throw it that far. All right, well, there you go. Kansas City Chiefs. All right, let's get back to the case.
For the creme of society.
Quite handsome, detective.
Merci. If you catch me snoring, please poke me in the ribs.
I will use Madame's sharpest poker.
It sounds as though someone else may have already been poked.
Chapter 2, The Altercation. Did the Major just get his ass kicked?
Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you would be so kind to return to the party.
All right, Archibald.
With all this excitement out here,
I believe that is an end to the excitement, as you put it, Monsieur Demire.
It's part of the job of a detective to resolve domestic arguments, but in the circumstances, perhaps there is more to it. I shall speak with the Major outside.
Ah, thank God. One last match.
Bonjour, Monsieur Hagen.
Monsieur Hagen?
I wondered when you would be arriving. At least now you can do your job.
Pardon, Monsieur.
I have just been assaulted. I want him arrested.
I'm afraid it is not as simple as that. I merely witnessed you standing up from the ground.
Would you like to explain what happened?
This is ridiculous. You know very well what he did.
Perhaps you could elaborate on what instigated the altercation.
I should have known you wouldn't make things easy.
I mean, I would have said the rest won the game. Jalen Hurts dropped the ball at one point. There were a few plays Eagles should have made. It wasn't just that one. It's clear that the Major is still outraged by what has just happened, but I must learn what caused such an escalation to physical violence. push on one of the major. Should we push it? We have to.
I have met Monsieur Demire. He does not seem one to physically assault someone unless provoked.
I hope you're not implying that I started it.
I am only stating what I have seen.
I was having a private conversation with Angeline when he interrupted and struck me. That is all there is to know.
The Major's still the same man that I met all those years ago. I'm sure he will remain defensive, and the blame for the altercation will fall solely on Monsieur Demire. Perhaps the best approach would be to act as though I'm on the Major's side and coax out the truth. It must have been rather a heated conversation from Demire and complicated. Your conversation with Mademoiselle Angeline had the utmost respect and politeness towards her.
I would not act any other way. Well, unless I am provoked.
Yeah.
You have grown rather close with the Vanden Bosch family, it seems.
It's after their money.
What has my relationship with the family got to do with anything? Why are you even here, officer?
Detective. And I was invited by Mademoiselle Angeline personally.
Seems to be mistake after mistake with that girl.
Oh, yeah? Do you think she's made a mistake in agreeing to marry Monsieur Demire?
Of course I do. What a stupid question. He is scum. Him and his whole family. If I had my way, he wouldn't have even stepped foot in this house. Officer Poirot.
Yeah.
Are you going to do something about him or not?
It is Detective Poirot. And if you refuse to answer my questions, I do not see how I can continue.
I just don't know what she sees in him. Angeline could do so much better.
Oh, he likes her.
I don't think she realizes what she is getting herself into. I can't imagine her living a happy life with that rogue.
You rogue.
I see. Merci, monsieur, for your honest opinion, whether I agree or not. I shall leave you to your cigar and return to the party.
Okay. It's not often such a violent altercation happens at a celebration such as this. I should investigate why it began. Mind map. Party's already filled with more drama than most, and it's only barely begun. I was requested here to find the blackmailer, but perhaps the altercation is somehow connected. We got the Major and Gideon. Alright. Some information regarding a shelter for women coming from troubled homes and backgrounds. Well, Archibald's right here, so let's give him a shout.
Monsieur Sterling, I trust the preparations are progressing since our last meeting.
Please, Detective. Archibald is fine. Everything is in order now. Are you ready to join the party?
You are head butler of this house. It is a position that warrants respect, and I shall continue to give it, Monsieur Sterling. And I must admit, it is the smell from the kitchen that has my attention more than the party itself.
Rehana is quite the cook, but it will still be some time. Maybe you'd like to enjoy a drink while you wait. Some of the guests are already in the salon to your left.
Yes, hello.
And the remaining guests are in the library on the first floor.
I will be sure to explore both. Merci.
Students' plans follow on our knee sort of schedule.
Dinner will be served in the dining room, but the rest of the evening is yours to enjoy.
You have all certainly been working hard, it seems.
Very hard. The lady of the house wanted everything a certain way, and that's how it was to be done.
You do not want to interject in the altercation between Monsieur Demire and the Major?
It is my responsibility to look after the house and staff. not to resolve petty disputes.
Oh, I just can't get this stretch out. You ever had that feeling? Oh, that was a big yawn too. Alright.
I cannot imagine he will be in any mood.
We've got about a half hour left, y'all.
He often has a cigar to calm down. And if that doesn't relax him, that temperature outside surely will.
Merci. You have been most helpful.
Ooh, a new mind map. What's this one for? The time I met the fellow guests of the party. They all have a connection to the family in some respect, and although they are here to join in celebrations, perhaps one of them has more sinister motive. We got the Major, who we've met, and Archibald. Go to the salon, location of the guests, inspect the library. Alright. Yeah, so we haven't met anybody. The Major wanted to calm down. Okay. Well, the salon's right here. The salon. Le salon. Of course, you know he's at the bar. Let's grab the bottle. Half drunk. There's old tray glasses there, Poirot. Can we rock a couple fucking notes?
Oh.
News of the continued factory strikes. Workers demanding fair treatment. If he says he could gaze into the fire, I'm gonna lose it. No, I won't. Alright. Let's talk to this punk ass lady.
Madame Vandenbosch, congratulations are in order on your daughter's engagement.
Thank you. And you are?
Oh, you kidding
Detective Poirot.
I'm sorry, the name eludes me.
The Detective Vandenbosch house has stayed with me. It opened my eyes to the unjust treatment of the working class and has been the driving force in becoming the detective I am today. And yet I have barely been a second thought to her.
Once Officer Poirot, I investigated your daughter's missing bracelet.
Oh, it's you. There is no missing jewelry here today, so we are really not in need of your services.
I am here on a rather more pressing...
I know why you are here, officer. Detective, whatever you are now.
Oh,
Please,
goddamn.
just get on with it.
Detective. And I promise not to keep you too long.
Oh, the altercation earlier began with an argument between the Major and Mademoiselle Angeline.
Angeline is her own woman now. She can fight her own battles. She does not need her husband to be stepping in.
Oh, does she?
And what battles would they be?
Nothing that concerns you, detective.
Okay. I'm not sure what I was expecting Madame Vandenbosch to add. I'm not sure what I expected asking Madame Vandenbosch about private matters.
Keep your volume down.
Oh,
She
excuse me.
had no right to do such a thing. As soon as the other ladies get wind that there was a police officer in house, the whole town will know.
Perhaps you should be more focused on catching the blackmailer that is holding your family's name to ransom than what the chattering women of the town will say.
I care more about what those chattering women, as you so rudely describe them, have to say than the empty threat of an anonymous letter.
Your daughter does not agree. In fact, it has been suggested that one of tonight's guests may know more than they are willing to show.
The guests? You mean our friends? You can't honestly believe one of them would be so petty to send a letter like that. Oh, officer, you have not changed.
I must thank you for your
I
hospitality.
suppose it is only polite to say you're welcome.
Madame is as quick-witted as I remember.
What a shame there is nothing as memorable about you but your lack of respect.
I should have known getting into a verbal battle with Madame would not have easily won. Perhaps you should tell me about your family's secret, the one your daughter's protecting.
What do you mean, protecting? She hasn't gone and paid that silly ransom, has she?
I mean, she might have.
It was Monsieur Demire that accepted the cost. He paid it because your daughter believes there may be something to hide.
For heaven's sake! Why do you think it was addressed to her and not I in the first place? Because they knew I would throw it in the rubbish where it belongs.
Madame, if there is something you are keeping, it would be wise to tell me now. It may help in identifying the culprit.
And it would be wise for you to stay out of my family's business. If I require your help, I shall ask for it. But don't hold your breath.
Merci. An enchanting conversation, as always.
Yeah, I don't like her. Margot? Suck the drunk dude.
Monsieur
I'm
Demire,
sleepy.
we meet again.
We might not make it in like 20 minutes.
What did I tell you? Call me Zach. You found your room all right then?
Oh yeah, no thanks to you.
And a charming room it is.
I don't know if I would call mine charming, but if I drink enough, it won't matter.
I must apologize for my rudeness before. I did not ask how you know the family.
That's okay. At least you actually care. Not like most of the others here. I'm the groom-to-be's older, more handsome brother.
Ah, oui. I see the resemblance now. How wonderful that you can celebrate this occasion together.
I'll stop you there. The only wonderful thing about this celebration is the free food and drink.
You are not pleased for your brother.
Angeline seems nice enough, but marriage is not for me. What is there to gain from tying yourself to someone for the rest of your life? Besides the money.
Okay. What is it you would do for work? It seems everyone else is in great financial standing.
Recently, not a great deal. Well, except for enjoying myself. I was once a field medic in the military. But those days are over.
A noble occupation. Did you not want to make it your career?
It wasn't my decision to make. I certainly don't miss the battlefield, that's for sure.
I meant to ask, but how is it your brother? How was your brother after the altercation?
I'm sure he's fine. You don't need to worry about him. Always the knight in shining armor, riding in to save the day.
Saving the day from who, exactly?
Well, if Gedeon is the knight in the fairy tale, Felix is the dragon. Felix the Major. Ha! Always there, thinking he is better.
I mean, yeah, we know that.
Just because he was a major. We all know how he got there. In his mind, that puts him at the top of the chain.
It seems there is hostility treated by George Demure as a major. Oh, his animosity does not come from one evening at a party.
Perhaps it is best I did.
Everybody hates the major.
Allow me to introduce myself. Hercule Poirot.
Detective Hercule Poirot? I heard we were being joined by one of the King's finest officers.
Guilty as charged.
Oui, madame. I see my name precedes me.
Comtesse Margot de Vos. Charmed, I'm sure.
It is I who is charmed.
Handsome, well-mannered, and a man of the law. I did not expect such a fine caliber of gentleman at this party.
Comtesse, your compliments are enough to make a young detective blush.
Oh, besides flattery,
I
what
fill
is it
my
you
time
do?
mostly with charity work. The number of those less fortunate only continues to grow.
How very admirable.
One must remain humble.
Which side of the engagement brings you here?
I have been a close friend to the Vandenbosch family for, well, heaven knows how long.
Is she old or is she young? I can't tell. She looks young in the game, but her little portrait there, she looks like she could be kind of older.
You must have known the late Viscount then.
Indeed, we had been friends since our school days.
Alright, she's old.
His passing was very hard on both Cassandra and young Angeline. I became a sort of protector of them both after his death. A guardian angel, if you will.
I like that friendship in these higher social circles. Can be nothing more than a facade to remain in that position. Perhaps the Comtesse is vying for Madame Bout's position. It was quite a shock to see the Major lying in the hall like that.
You will find Felix at the center of any trouble, especially when it concerns the ladies of the house.
I understand he has made himself quite at home here.
What an understatement. He thinks his friendship with Cassandra entitles him to anything and everything in the house, including certain opinions of how young Angeline lives her life.
Of course.
He does not approve of Monsieur Damier?
You'd have to ask him. Or rather, speak with Gideon's brother. He will have something to say about Felix, I am sure.
Okay. The Comtesse is well versed in drawing one in a delicious bait and then leaving them biting on a line. Another conversation with Monsieur Zakira is in order. What are your thoughts on Monsieur
A
Demir?
strapping young man. Angeline has found herself a good one. They certainly make a handsome couple.
Speaking with them both, it is plain to see, even to one that is unexperienced in such emotions, that there is a great deal of love between them.
When they are together, it is obvious for all to see, even at such a young age. But who are we to judge what the heart wants?
Yeah, the heart wants what the heart wants. Is the women's shelter you work with?
Work with? I built it from the ground up, detective.
Nice.
My admiration continues to grow.
While my husband, the Honorable Count de Vos, is always busy with his duties,
Oh.
I found myself at rather a loose end. I could not bear wasting my days with no purpose. And one day, while shopping in the city, I noticed the abundance of young women living and begging on the streets. Dirty and hungry, without a franc to their name.
No francs.
It is horrifying to think of how so many must live their lives while others live a life of such selfish opulence.
I hope that was not a backhanded comment on the life I live, detective.
No.
Far from it, Comtesse. You are using your work to better the lives of the less fortunate. It is commendable work you do.
It is, isn't it?
The work the Comtesse is doing will go a long way to improve the lives of those who need it badly. So I only wish there were more positions such as hers, more in her position, whatever, and bring wealth to plight to an end.
It has been a pleasure conversing. I look forward to our next tete-a-tete.
Alright, let's talk to this guy real quick.
Fire away, detective.
Actually, no, we gotta use our brain matter.
Perhaps it is best I take...
Because we got in trouble for that once. Alright, young romance. Talk to Cassandra, got Sakura. She's keen to avoid the argument. Looking forward to the family function. Differing statuses. News of continuing factory strikes. Bottle of alcohol.
What a revelation.
Couldn't even fathom drinking that much alcohol, especially in one evening. He enjoys a drink. Talk to his ass.
Fire away, detective.
Good feeling you don't have much fondness for the Major.
The major pain in the ass. Why should I?
Major Pain, it's a good movie.
Detective to work out the sort of man he really is. You must have seen it, right?
I have my own history with the Major, but that is a story best not told.
I think it's a story best told now. It can't be any worse than what he did to us during the war.
Ooh.
You fought together in the war?
We were on opposing sides.
I was stumbling upon a delicate subject. It may be best to avoid it
The
altogether.
subject of war is a difficult topic for everyone. Perhaps it is best to discuss something else.
If you had seen what I have, what he has done, you wouldn't side with him.
I am taking no sides, monsieur. It is just not conversation fit for a party.
I don't mean to damn the celebrations, but would you like me to fetch you a glass of water?
I have a drink, but thanks anyway.
I just would not like to see things get out of hand.
Don't you worry about me. I've got it covered.
Something tells me his excessive drinking is not in celebration of his Freyre's engagement. His recollection of war makes me think it may be something more serious.
Perhaps it is best I take my leave.
The brothers have a history with the Major.
Magnifique.
Hey, bonjour, Nibbler. Just in time for me to sign off. I'm about to fall fucking asleep. I would say it to his face, but I don't think it's the Major's place to cast judgment on Gideon. The Major intended to warn Angeline. And another new match. He's repressing something. Yeah, we just got the save. So let's wrap it up there, guys. Yeah, I'm having trouble keeping my eyes open. That's why I started at 8 o'clock. I knew I was tired. Anyway, drop them likes if you haven't already. Drop a sub if you're new. I guess congratulations to the Chiefs. I'm out.